we all know that in the current era, most of the work in the research field is on computation basis, and uh, in regular classes also there is need of some computational software. So keeping that in mind, we have taken this initiative to start a talk to have a talk on Sage Mathematics software. And today on in this succession, we have invited Khyati Sharma. She is research scholar in Shiv Nadar University, and she will deliver her talk on group theory using Sage Maths. Okay, so I would like to invite Khyati Sharma to continue with her talk. Khyati, over to you.
Thank you, Ashish, to invite me for this. So, my name is Khyati Sharma, as Ashish introduced me. So, I am a PhD student. So, today I am introducing Sage Math for all of you. So, yeah, it's also new for me. I am working for this. So, in between, if you feel any difficulty or anything, so just let me know. So, I am sharing my screen. Just give me a few seconds. Is my screen visible, Ashish?
Yes, Khyati, continue.
Yeah. So, one second. Yes, so we can do Sage Math. Sage is a means Sage is an open source, means it's a free open source alternative to Magma, Maple, Mathematica, and MATLAB to the for the computational work. So we can do Sage Math programming in two ways. Means either you can install this Sage Math 0.9 worksheet in your system, or you can do online. But I found this, or if you do this online, so it's more convenient and the speed is also better than the that version that you will install in your system. So I am doing online today. So it's my humble request. So please do these things with me so that you will be more comfortable with this Sage Math. So now what I have to do, I am just typing Sage Math in my Google. So this is its site www.sagemath.org. So just click on it. So as you can see, this is the homepage for Sage. So now after this, what we have to do. So there is this thing, CoCalc Instant Sage Worksheet. You have to click on this circle. So just click on this. One second. Just give me some time. It's not working as it's work usually. Yeah, I have to first sign out my account. I want to show you something. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah. So when you will click on that CoCalc, so this thing will come. So directly work without creating an account by agreeing terms and condition, and just click on this run CoCalc now and sign up later. But there is one disadvantage of this: if you are not sign up your account, your work will not save. So first of all, I'm doing here, agree to terms and condition and run CoCalc now and sign up later. So just click on it. So this thing will come. If you are doing this now, so you can follow these steps. So here you can click on this new, and this thing is create new files in. So just give some name to this, like I am writing here new. Then what would you like to create? Means to work in this Sage, so you have to click this Jupyter Notebook. Now select a kernel on which kernel you want to work. So we have to choose this SageMath 9.2. So now this thing will open. So are you doing this thing? How many of you are comfortable with this? Means are you here in this at this step?
Yes, we are following.
Okay. So this is the SageMath worksheet. So now you can work here. So suppose I am writing some heading. So for heading, what I have to do, I have to first type hash, and then I am writing group theory in SageMath. Group theory in SageMath. So to run any command in this, so either you can do a shift plus enter, or you can run by this. Here run is written. So you just click on this, or you can do shift plus enter. So just do this thing. So nothing will, it will do nothing. So to run your heading, what you have to do, just go here. Here it's written code. So select markdown. So when you select markdown, sorry, what is happening? Yeah. Yeah, so it's group theory in SageMath. This will come. So why this? Just a second. Jupyter Notebook. Yeah, and then this SageMath 9.2. Yeah, now I am just giving one heading. SageMath. I am writing only. So I have to select this markdown. So this thing will come. Uh, I don't know why I'm facing this problem. It's not running properly here. It's not showing the next cell. Otherwise, it will take me automatically to the next. Yeah. So just leave this. So yeah. So now, just leave this heading part. So just go here. So if I want to add two numbers here, like 234 plus 56, so we can give this simple command and we can run. What is happening? Yeah, so these are the results. Similarly, you can do, suppose I want to find out that 45 raised to the power 96. So 45 and this caret sign and its power, I am taking 96. Now just shift plus enter. So yeah, this is the result. So these things we cannot do by using usual calculators. So, or you can find out GCD of two numbers here, GCD of two numbers like I am these are the commands. So you can give by this basic calculation. So now today I am presenting group theory in Sage Math. So for that I prepared a worksheet. So this is the way you can do work here. Or means till now I haven't create an account. Means this thing I am showing without creating account, but I have an account in this Sage Math. So I will go there and will show you the things related to group theory. Next time I will do some other thing. So this is the thing. Now yeah, I am going back. So yeah, this thing will not save here. I'm opening again. 1 second. So now I am opening again this Sage Math. Yeah. So from here. Yeah. So now I'm signing in my account. So here I created one project before for this session, group theory in Sage Math. So I will show you that. So yeah, so today I will show you group theory portion in Sage Math. This few basic things related to group theory. So we can widely use Sage Math in group theory. Means we can do many computations of group theory in Sage Math, and it will save a lot of time if you are doing research in group theory. So this is the best thing to do your to check your data on the things that you are working. So first of all, here this is previously I opened that Sage Math. Notebook. The only part that is missing here, you cannot run your heading here in this stage math worksheet. Otherwise, you can do all the things that you can do there. So these are the commands that I written before because in this way I can cover more data. So now I am introducing few groups that how what are the commands for the groups, well-known groups in Sage. So this is introduction of groups. So first of all, my first command is this g equals to integers and this in this bracket 10. And next I have to write in the next row means here I am defining my group G as integers 10. And in the next row I have to write down G. If I will not write down this G, so it will not show that what is this group. This G equals to integers 10 will stored in this Sage Math, but it will not give me any output. And my next command is g dot order. If g is a group, then give me the order. What is the order of this group? So I am running this command. So either you can run from here or you can do shift plus enter. So I am doing here shift plus enter. So this is the result. It is returning me here. Uh, that this g is the ring of integers modulo 10 and this g dot order it is returning as 10. So this why this ring of integers modulo 10 because as we know that this z10 or zn they are also ring with the operations of addition modulo 10 and multiplication modulo 10. So since this is in this ring, this is the group with addition modulo 10. So these things that G dot order or any other computation, so it will do with respect to that algebraic structure that is group. So suppose if I remove this G from here and if I run this command, it will only return me order. It will not show me that what is this group G. So for that you have to mention this G. Then it will return me that this is the group. Yeah, so this thing. So now we can check many things for this group. Suppose here I am this command G dot is underscore is commutative, and then I have to bound this. And next I am checking that G dot is underscore is empty. So now I am running this command. So it is returning me that G dot is commutative. It's true, but G dot is empty. It's false. So similarly, you can do many things related to this group G. So now I am doing other things. So for that, what I have to do, G dot is underscore, and now you have to press tab tab key on your keyboard. So there are many things. You can check that this group is commutative, it's empty, it's exact, its field is finite, it's an integral domain, it's Noetherian, it's a prime field. You can check many things for this group. So many things related to this is here. These are the things you can check. So yeah, I am checking here that this G dot is zero or not. So it's saying false, it's not true. So these things here I define my group G as integers 10. So it will do all the calculation for G till the time I will define any other group. So now I am defining G equals to symmetric group 5. So what is it will return me. So I have to check this. So this is symmetric group of order 5 factorial as a permutation group. So this is the command for the symmetric group. So symmetric group can be any group, means I can define symmetric group on any set containing 5 elements. But here, when I define symmetric group, so it will give me as permutation group, means the element of the set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on which we are taking the 1, 1 and onto map. So now, as we know that the order of this S5 is 120, so calculation is not easy for this. So we can also check that what is this order like I did in previous. So its order is 120. Now, this is the command A equals to G dot list. So this list will give me list means list of this G, means all the elements of this group G. So this is also an important command. We cannot write, means we can write manually all the elements for S5 or S6, but it takes time. So now you are getting all the elements, 120 element for this S5. Just give me a second. Yeah. So now there is one thing about this list. So this list is following some index. So this first element is zeroth element. This index is will start from zero. This is first. This is second. This is third. And in this way we can move forward. So this is the list containing 0 to 119 elements. So what is the use of this index? So now suppose I want to find out order of any element in S5, means order of any specific element. So there are two ways to do this in Sage. So first of all, here I am writing this. So A is the list, means A is this list of all the elements of G. Now this A, and in this square bracket dot order. So it will give me the order of fifth element according to this list. So since this is starting from zero, so it will give me the fifth element is this. If I start from zero, so what is the order of this element? So it will return me that thing. So order of this element is 4, as we know that order of this is 4. So similarly, if you write here 119, so it will return me order of the last element. When you write 10, so it will return me the order of the 11th element as we are starting from 0. So this is the way to find out order of any element in this list. Now, since there are 120 element, and as we know that if there is a group containing 1000 elements, so how we can find out that at which index which element is. But if I want to calculate order of some element for that group, so there is one other command. So this is the next command for that. So yeah, so x dot order for x in G. So x dot order for x in G will give me order of all the elements in this list, in this sequence. First of all, it will give order of identity, then order of this element. And if I want to find out order of this element, this cycle, 1, 2, 3, so I have to write down G equals to G bracket and this inverted commas, this element 1, 2, 3. So this is the command to span G dot order. So if I am running this shift plus enter or run from this, so I am getting this. So here, these three rows, so they are giving the order of all the elements in this list, this thing, and 3 is the order of this element, this particular element. Is this fine?
Yes, Kathy. Continue.
Yes. Now I am moving forward. So till now I have defined my group G as symmetric group. So it will give all the calculation related to that S5. So now my this command h equals to G dot subgroups and show h. So you can do one thing if you want to check that what is this command. Either write show h or write similar simply h. So now when I'm running this, sorry, one second. So yeah, see this. So it is giving me all the subgroups of S5. Yeah. So this h equals to G dot subgroups and then show h or simply you can write h. So it is giving me list of all the subgroups and it's a very useful command. If I want to find out all the subgroups whose order is large. So manually it will take time. It's not easy. So these are the all subgroups of S5s. Yeah. So now this thing, this is my H I defined subgroups of G. So this len H. So when I'm running this command, so it will give me 156. So length H means H is a set. H is the set of all the subgroups of S5. So its length means its cardinality is returning me that how many subgroups S5 has. So S5 has 156 subgroups. So it's also one important command. And this list H, when I'm running this, so it will also give me all the subgroups. Either I can write show h or this command list h. So this is also the all the subgroups of this S5, listing of all the subgroups of S5. So now, if I want to find out some random element in G, so this is the command g dot random element. So when I'm running this shift plus enter, so it will return me some random element. This thing, this is some random element. If I want to find one element, and it's not necessary what is the characteristics of that element, only I need single element. So this is the command g dot random element. So now in S5 or in any SN, you have to define first. So this command, this G equals to G and this bracket and in inverted commas, I have written some element. So previously I give this command also this G equals to this and then I found the order of the element. So for any element, you have to write down that element and you can find out the order by the command G dot order. So now my next command is this G dot cycle type. So what it will return to us. So I'm just running this. Yeah, so its cycle type is 3 2. This element has 1 3 cycle and this is 2 cycle. So this is the cyclic type for this element. So you can find the cycle type for any element in the group G. Now we know that this group G, this Sn is not cyclic, but it's a finite group. So every finite group is generated by some elements. So now this G dot gens. So I'm running this command. So yeah, so it will give me the set of means it will give the generators for this group G. So if I'll take these two elements. So these two elements will generate whole of the group G. So this G dot gens is for the generators of the group you define. So my G was symmetric group. So that's why it's showing me result related to that. So yeah. So now nowadays, if you are doing PhD, so these things are very important. These computations. So Sage, one good thing about Sage is it's completely free. If you are using Magma, Maple, Mathematica, and MATLAB, so these things are very expensive. And if you are using some pirated versions for those things, so that is also not a good thing to work with. So now it's a free open source, so it will very useful for all of us. We can access these things at any time in your cell phone. You can do these calculations as well. So now here I am taking two elements G1 and G2 in G. So because this thing will help me to show the next command. So nothing. I took two elements in the group G. In S5, I just took two elements. So this G1, G2, I have written here. So it's showing me that G1 is this element and G2 is this element in the group G. So now here I am. My next command is this K equals to G dot subgroup generated by G1. Now if I want to generate a subgroup by this element G1, so this is the command. So yeah. So this is subgroup generated by this of the symmetric group of order 5 factorial as permutation group. Now if you want to find out what is the order of this subgroup, so you can give more commands here, like I am giving here. So k dot list. So yeah, these elements are there in this. So you can do anything. Now this k is a subgroup, so you can do any operation on this k now. And in my next command, this thing h2 I defined as g dot subgroup generated by g1 g2, the two elements. So this thing h2, this will show me that what is this, what is the meaning of this command, and h2 dot list will give me the this subgroup h2, and this h2 dot is underscore normal, so it will true or false. It's a normal subgroup for the group G or not. So shift plus enter. So yeah. So one second. So this thing. Uh, H2 is a subgroup generated by these two elements, and H2 dot list. So this is the listing of H2 these two rows, and H2 dot is not normal. So it's returning here false. So now these things related to symmetric group. So we can do many more things in a symmetric group or any group. So now I am defining my next group as dihedral group Dn. So I am writing here D4. So it's completely optional. You can write here G, you can write here D4, you can write here S. So this D4 equals to dihedral group 4. So this is dihedral group of 8 elements for n equals to 4. So now I'm running this. So this is returning me dihedral group of order 8 as a permutation group. So except the cyclic group means except the Zn. So it will this stage will give all the groups as permutation groups. So dihedral group it will also show as permutation group means its element as the elements of permutation group. So now these commands d4 dot Calais underscore table and d4.kelly underscore table name equals to elements. And here I am checking that d4 is abelian or not. So you can give single commands also, but to save the time and to show you more things, I added 3 or 4 commands at every step. We can do this thing by single commands also, but here I am doing multiple things. So what is showing? So that was our first thing, d4.kla table. So for this scalar table, it's showing me any element, any 8 element denoted by A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. So this thing. But when I am mentioning in this bracket names equals to elements, so here it will show the elements of D4 in the scalar table. So yeah, this is the result for my second command. So if you want to check that what is the product of any 2 elements in a group G. So you can check the scalar table. And the next command was b4 dot is abelian or not. So it's false. It's not abelian. So now I am defining my next group in this stage is alternating group ANs. So here particularly I am showing A4. A4 equals to alternating group 4. So this if I am writing in next row A4, so it will show me what is the meaning of this command. So now I am checking this A4 dot and then this bound this bracket. And if I want to find centralizer for some element, so I have to mention some element. So here I am taking element G as G in A4 as this 3 cycle, and this is the command for the centralizer A4 centralizer G. So yeah, so and now I'm running this shift plus enter. So these are the answer for my commands. First one is its alternating group of 4 factorial of order 4 factorial by 2s permutation group. A4 dot is simple, so answer is false, as many of us know that it's not a simple group. So now A4 dot gens. So what are the generators? So these two are the generators for this A4 and A4 dot center. So subgroup generated by this of alternating group means this trivial subgroup. It's the center for this. And next result was I was finding the centralizer for this element. So subgroup generated by this element is the centralizer for this. So this, if you want to list out, just give it some name and just find out list of this H and any other thing, it's a subgroup or not. You can check many things by using the previous command that I give for other groups. So now you remember that here, first of all, I denoted G as symmetric group, and then I denoted dihedral group by D4 and alternating group by A4. So G is my S5. So now I am taking this element in G. G equals to this. So now I took some element in A4. So this G in A4, what is the meaning of this command when I am running? So this is true. Means this element of S5 is in A4. So this is true. So this thing we can also check. So till now is it fine, or you want to ask any question related to anything, please?
If anyone has any question, he may ask the speaker.
Is this fine, or am I very fast?
No, this is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So are you following these things? Means are you doing these things simultaneously?
Your first session we were following, but in group theory session we are just following you on your tab only. We are not following the instructions on our separate tab.
Okay. So Okay, 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 okay.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So now I am defining my next. I am defining. Yes, please.
What is the command for conjugacy classes of an element?
I will show you. Just give means I will show conjugacy classes also. Okay.
Okay,
Just give me few time. I will. I am going there after defining my group.
okay, okay, okay.
So meaning client 4 group. So K4 is equals to client 4 group. So here no need to write K4. I am writing here K4, but we can only write G also here. So K4 is client 4 group. So in the next line, I am writing K4 because I am presenting here. So I want to show what is the meaning of this thing. But K4 again writing. So now, if I want to check that it is cyclic, so this K4 dot is underscore. So this is the command is to check it's cyclic or not, and I can check K4 dot is underscore nilpotent or K4 dot list. So uh, you can do many things like K4 dot and just press tab. One second. If I am writing here K4 dot is underscore and then press tab. Just give me a second. I don't know what is the problem here. The first time running this. Yeah. So yeah, I am running this. So these are the answers for this command that this is the client for group of order 4 as a permutation group. Again, finite groups it will show as permutation group. So it's cyclic false, nilpotent true. If you know nilpotent, so every abelian group is nilpotent. So it's true. So it's abelian group, so it's true. So K4 dot list, so it has these 4 elements. So this is the list for this. So now if I want to find out this K4 dot is underscore and tab. I don't know why it's not showing here. I will show you at some other place. Yeah. So next I'm defining here quaternion group Q. So now if I want to find a commutator for any group, means the collection of all the elements of the form x, y, x inverse, y inverse. So here I can find out commutator also. This is the command q dot commutator. So here I denote my commutator as h. So suppose it will return me commutator some list, means few elements it will returning me for this quaternion group. So this list is commutator. Now I want to find out that if I have a subgroup and I want to find out that subgroup or a set, I want to find out that what is the structure description. If it's a subgroup, so it is isomorphic to which famous group. So this is the command h dot structure underscore description. So if I am running this, so it will returning me this thing. So this Q is the quaternion group of order 8 as permutation group. So what is HQ dot commutator? So it is the result for this permutation group with generator this and H dot structure description. So it will returning me as C2. So it is C2. C2 is cyclic group with two elements, 0 and 1. Cyclic permutation group. Basically, this C is for cyclic permutation group. So this structure description is also important. It will completely give the structure that this is the C. This is C2. So now next I am defining means till now I have defined only finite groups, but we can also define infinite groups in Sage. So this thing is next is infinite group. So first I am defining matrix group. So I am denoting M as GL3RR. So what is its meaning? It's general matrix. general linear group of 3 cross 3 matrices over the ring R. And now I want to check that m dot is underscore is finite, what is its order, or if I want to find out m dot is underscore tab. I don't know why my tab is not working, but when you will press m dot is underscore and tab, so it will it will give you one library. So you can choose anything from that that you wish to check about this group. Suppose this is the command m dot is underscore is finite. So these things I'm not typing. I'm just like m dot is underscore and I'm just pressing tab. So it will give me a list, a library. So I'm choosing these commands from that list. So that thing I want to tell, but I don't know why it's not working here in my system at this time. Please try this also. So now I am running this command. So this is general linear group of degree 3 over real field with 53 bits precision. This is some to computer system. It will showing me this 53 bits of precision, and m dot is underscore is finite, so result is false. And what is its order? Its order is plus infinity. So now similarly we can define a special linear group. So this is a command s equals to SL3ZZ, collection of all the 3 cross 3 matrices with determinant equals to 1, and over this over the ring of integers, and this a is equals to s dot gens. It will give me the what are the generators for this group. This is the meaning of this command, and these 3 matrices, 3 cross 3 matrices, one is this matrix and second one is this is first row, this is second row, this is third row, and third one is this. These 3 are the generators for this SL3ZZ. So you can work on infinite groups also in Sage. It's not that only finite group we can define. So now how we can define general linear group and special linear group on finite fields. Yeah. So here I am taking p equals to 5. So f is equals to GFP. So this is the command for the finite field with p elements. So here I mentioned that p is 5. So it is finite field containing 5 elements. So I am written here G as GL3F. So it will show me collection of all 3 cross 3 matrices, means general linear group of 3 cross 3 matrices over the field F. So yeah, this is the command for this. We can check that this G dot is underscore is finite, or it's a P group, means its order is P to the power n, means some prime to the power n, or what is its order. So just these are the commands. So it's finite, yes. It's P group, false. So what is its order? So this is the order for this group. So these things you can do in Sage Math. And yeah, similarly, yeah, we can define a special linear group also over finite fields. So it is showing me this SL3F, general linear group of 3 cross 3 matrices over the finite field containing 3 elements. So when I am running this command, yeah, so it is a special linear group of degree 3 over finite field of size 3. So now you can work on this group also. So next thing, what I am defining here related to group theory is the coset. This is also one important thing. So for coset, I need a group and I need a subgroup for that group. So you can take any group, but here I am defining my group as dihedral group 4, D4. So D4 is this. Now I want subgroup to define coset. So here I am taking 2 elements, H and K. First I have to run this command. So one on one, you have to run everything. If you will not run your previous command, it will jump to the next one. So it will show you error. So see here in the next line, I haven't written D4. So it is not showing me anything. This thing is stored in Sage Math. So now I just don't want to see what is this structure, because I know this. So I am working in this. So now here 2 elements I took H and K. H is this 4 cycle and K is this element of D4. H and K, now I am taking two subgroups. One is generated by this element and second is generated by this element. So now I am running this command. Again, it is not showing me anything because I have to write in the next line show H or H, then it will show me like, see, here I am writing K. It will show me K only, nothing else. Other command it will not show what is the meaning. So only it's showing me the K. What is the meaning of K? So now I am checking here. I defined it as subgroup. Now I am checking that this H is subgroup of D4 or not. Is my command is correct or not? So I am checking here that it's a subgroup or not. One second. Yeah, error in this. Sorry, actually here by mistake I used two bounds. I have to remove this bracket first because two brackets is not allowed. Yeah, so it's two. This H is a subgroup of D4. So now this RC is the command for the right coset. RC equals to D4 dot coset, and in the bracket I am mentioning H comma side equals to right. So it's this command is for right coset. And similarly LC D4 dot cos this is the command. LC I give the name. I am an N also, but this right hand side is actual is the command D4 dot coset H comma side equals to left. Now I am running this thing. So yeah, so this first row is the left coset is the list for the left cosets of H, and the second one is the list for right cosets of H in D4. So now if I want to check that these two means right cosets of H are is equals to left cosets of H. So first of all I have to sort. What is the meaning of this sort command here? This RC underscore sorted and LC underscore sorted are the names. Actually, the command is this sorted C for C in RC. So these command means it will it will sort out these sets, these cosets according to the cycle. Uh, According to the cycle type, it will do some sorting, and this RC sorted. And now this is the command to check that either the left cosets are equals to right coset. If you generally write down RC equal LC, so it sometime it will show you wrong result. So we have to sort this list according to cyclic cycles. Means this sorting is sorting according to the cycle of the elements, and then you will check this RC sorted is equals to LC sorted. So then it will show you the correct result that right cosets are equals to left cosets. It is true or false. So now I'm checking that it's normal or not. So yeah, so true. So we are done from this command only. If right coset list is equals to left coset list, so the subgroup is normal. But I want to check by the command. This command h dot is normal, so it's also true. So yeah, so these are the commands for the cosets. Now, next thing is related to normal subgroup. So I am denoting some set here, n equals to d4 dot normal underscore subgroups. So what is this n? So it will give, it is the set of all the normal subgroups of D4. So now it will give me order of all the elements of n. So n contains normal subgroup. So this command will give me order of all the elements of H means this will give me order of all the normal subgroups of D4. So just run this command. This is the list. So this is the collection of all the normal subgroups of D4, and these are the orders. So it has normal subgroup of order 8, it has three normal subgroups of order 4, it has two normal one normal subgroup of order 2 and one is of order 1. So total 6 normal subgroups D4 has. So you can check this thing for any group. Now we can also generate abelian groups in Sage Math. So yeah, one second. My laptop is a bit slow. Sorry for that. To wasting your time in between. Next is the command G dot generated by A. So A is some element. So I am generating a group G by A and equals to abelian group 5. What is the meaning of this 5? Order of A is 5. I am generating a group G with an element A whose order is 5. So what is this G? Yeah, so it's multiplicative abelian group isomorphic to C5. C5 is cyclic permutation group of generated by a 5 cycle.
I think there is some network issue or some technical issue. She will join very soon. Hello everyone. I think there is some network issue, so she will join soon in few minutes.
Hello.
Yes, Khyati.
Yeah, Ashish, sorry, I'm presenting again.
Okay, no problem. Continue.
Yeah. So we are here. So yes. So I was telling you
Please
this
share your
part.
screen again.
Okay, okay.
Present your
Sure.
screen first.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So we were at this command that if I want to generate an abelian group with more than abelian group with more than one element, so I have to take this command g dot uh, a comma b comma c equals to abelian group where this 358 is signifies that order of a is 3, order of b is 5, and order of c is 8. So I am writing here G. So it will show me what is this G and G dot order. So I run this command. So it's multiplicative abelian group isomorphic to C3 cross C5 cross C8, and its order is 120. So yeah, so this is the thing. So we cannot generate non-abelian groups. Reason is because by fundamental theorem of finitely generated abelian group, so every finite abelian group is written as the direct product of cyclic groups, but it's not possible in non-abelian groups because there one thing is this that in a particular order there can be many different non-isomorphic groups. So that is the reason. So next thing that I am defining here is group homomorphism. So yeah, so yes. So here I am taking two groups, C8 and C12. So C8 is cyclic permutation group 8 and C12 is cyclic permutation group 12. Uh, so yeah, means it's cyclic group containing 8 elements and it's cyclic group having 12 elements. So by C8 and C12 because every cyclic group we are fixing one notation, this cyclic permutation group generated by a 8 cycle or a 12 cycle. So now this thing I am taking C8 dot chains that what are the generators for this. I am running this thing. So yeah, so this is the generator for this C8. So now this next command g dot order for g in S. This? What is the order of any element? Means what is the order of any generator in this S? So that is giving me 8. And now X, I am taking C12 generator 0 means C12 and I am considered first generator because to define homomorphism, first I need what is the mapping from generator to generator. So C8, I have this generator. Now I want a generator in this C12. So this is the generator in C12. Now I am defining y equals to x cube. So print y. So this is the command that what is this y and y dot order. So x cube means power of this 3 means we multiply this 3 times. So yeah. So now when I am doing its power 3, so it will return me this element and its order is 4. So now I am defining my map P equals to permutation group morphism, because these C8 and C12 are permutation group. So permutation group morphism from C8 to C12 and Y. And how I am defining my map? Y equals to X cube. So what is this P? So yeah, this is permutation group morphism from cyclic group of order 8 as permutation group to cyclic group of order 12 as permutation group. And this generator of C8 will moving to this in C12. So now I want to check that this map, it's a homomorphism or not. So here I choose one element A in C8 and B in C8. So I am choosing here, 1 second. I'm finding here that this Phi of A star B equal Phi A of Phi A star Phi B. So yeah, I am running this, so it's true. So till now it's not homomorphism because A and B is some elements of this. So if you will check, means one on one, you have to take all the generators of this C8 and you have to verify this thing. So when it is true for all the generators, so then it's a homomorphism. So you have to do more things to check this is homomorphism or not. So next natural question in our mind is this, that after homomorphism, what about isomorphism? Either we can define or not. So on this thing, that how we can define isomorphism in Sage Math. So on this thing I am working till now. I am not succeeding in this, that how we can define this. So that's how we can define homomorphism. Now this command, that k equals to phi dot null and k dot order. So k by k I'm defining kernel of homomorphism, and k dot order is the order for the kernel. So I'm running this command. So it will returning me 2. So this k is kernel and its order is 2. So it's not showing me what is this k. For that I have to write in the next row k or show k. Then it will show me what is this k. Yeah, so it's a subgroup generated by this element of the cyclic group of order 8 as permutation group. As we know that kernel is a subgroup of domain. So domain is C8. So that's why it's written here. So now this command emg equals to phi dot image, and now I am printing image. You can simply write image or print image. So yeah, so this is the image here. So now if I want to verify first isomorphism theorem, so this is the command C8 dot quotient k. I am denoting C8 divided by k. So image is isomorphic to C8 dot quotient k. So now I am checking this thing. So yeah, shift plus enter. So it is showing me that CA dot quotient, CA divided by quotient, divided by kernel K is this permutation group, and image is isomorphic to this C8 into quotient K is true. So this is that's how we can verify first isomorphism theorem here in Sage. And this phi, now I want to check that is this a zero map or not. So this phi dot is underscored, and then press tab and you can check many things. Like here I'm checking that it's a zero map, so false, it's not a zero map. So this is one thing. Till now it is fine. Next I will move to direct product. Anything you want to ask, please?
If anyone wants to ask question, he may ask, he or she may ask.
Otherwise, we can do this thing in the last of this session also. So now I am defining direct product in the Sage Math. So first, this direct product I am defining for two ways. Means for I am taking both cyclic groups and non-cyclic groups also. So here M and N I am taking as 8 and 5. So I want to check what is GCD of M and N. So we can check by this command. You can write print this or simply GCD of M and N. and G I am taking as cyclic permutation group of order M, and H I am taking as cyclic permutation group of order N. Product underscore per group this. So now I am writing here print DP. So I am running this. So this BCD is one, and this DP, this direct product is permutation group with generator, these two. And now I am mentioning here K is equals to cyclic permutation group M into N. So print K means cyclic permutation group of order Mn. So print K. It is cyclic group of order 40s permutation group. So now I want to check that this direct product is this isomorphic to this C40 or not. So this is the command that K dot is isomorphic to DP, or you can take K dot is structure description also. It will show you that what is this group. So answer is true. So this direct product is isomorphic to C40. Next, for the non-abelian groups I am doing, or you can take one abelian, one non-abelian group also. So give me a second. Now G equals to dihedral group 4D4 and H is symmetric group 3S3. So now this DP is equals to direct product, again that command. So print DP and DP dot structure description. That in the last one I am checking in this way that K dot is isomorphic to this, or here I am writing structure description. So you can do both the things to check that what is this structure. So this is permutation group with generator this, and this is D4 cross S3. So that's how we can find out direct product in Sage Math. So next thing is class equation, conjugacy classes. So now here I am taking GS cyclic permutation group 4. You can take any group. Here I am taking C4. So this is the command G dot conjugacy classes. And this is the command for the class representative. G dot conjugacy classes representative. So I am running these. So yeah. So conjugacy classes. So these are the conjugacy classes: empty class, class of this element, class of this cycle type, class of this cycle type. So these four, and these are the representative of the class. Means it is giving one element of each class. So these are the class representatives. Next, I am finding in S4. So why I am taking these groups? Because we are familiar with these things, that we know the result. These are the exactly class equations. So you can do these things for any group. So S4 equals to symmetric group 4 and M equals to S4 dot conjugacy classes. I am denoting here M as collection of all conjugacy classes. And this command, since we know that these classes are not subgroups, so here I am writing instead of order cardinality. X dot cardinality for X in M. That what is the cardinality of every conjugacy class, because M contains conjugacy class. So what is the cardinality of every element in M? So this conjugacy classes, these are the conjugacy classes of cycle type this, cycle type this. So this is the list, and this is the order. It has one conjugacy class of size 1, one is of size 6, one is of size 3, one is of size 8, and one is of size 6. So these things are very important. If manually we cannot calculate in that means in these 1 or 2 minutes. It will take more time. So these are very important commands. So now in this, I am continuing this command also. So G, I am taking some element in S4, And I want to check that G is in which conjugacy class. So this is the command conjugacy class gap S4 comma G. So it will show me the conjugacy class for this G. So this is the answer, conjugacy class of this in the symmetric group of order 4 factorial as permutation group. Yeah. So the next thing that I'm defining here, this is the last thing that I am discussing today in group theory. So here I am defining Silo subgroups in SageMath. So here I am taking my G as symmetric group 3, that is S3. So now I am denoting here S2 is equals to G dot Silo underscore subgroup 2. So in S3 it will give me it will give me 2 SSG and print S2 and check S2 is normal in G. So this is the command S2 dot is underscore is normal. So I am running this thing. So this is subgroup generated by this of symmetric group and print S this this thing is for print S2 and it's not normal. So this thing is false. It's not normal. So these commands are inbuilt command in Sage to check the Silo subgroup. But there is one drawback of this. As we know that I am in S3, so it has 3 2 SSG. So by this command, it will returning me only one 2 SSG. I cannot find out all the 2 SSGs. So since it's a Python based language, so you can do these things. Means you can generate your codes here. So I am showing you one code here. Just a second. Yeah. Yeah. So this is one command. So this is not inbuilt command in Sage. This command is Silo subgroups G comma P. So G is the group, P is the prime. So now I am defining a variable SSGP is equals to this empty list. Now it's a variable and this list is empty. So now this P is equals to this is another variable. This script P is equals to G dot silo underscore subgroup P. So this P contains all the P silo subgroup of G. So now for G in G, for any element G in G, H is equals to P dot conjugate G. So this H contains all the elements, all the subgroup, all the PSSGs which are conjugate to this P. So if not H in SSGP, so if this is not in this SSGP, so then SSG dot append H. So then put that H in this SSGP. So that's how this is the command. So first variable is the Silo subgroup. This list is empty. So now we define P as Silo subgroup P, all the PSSGs, and H is the all those subgroups which are conjugate to P. If they are in SSGP, then it's fine. If they are not, then put in H. So when I am so by using this, so what is the advantage of this? Define this command. So now I am defining here S2G as Silo P groups G2 means by using this here I am defining G comma 2. In G I defined as S3 and 2 is for 2 SSGs. So print S2G. So I am running this. So now it is giving me all the PSSG, all the 2 SSGs. It's one is generated by this, other one is generated by this, and the third one is generated by this. So the commands that are inbuilt in Sage, by those I am finding only one 2 SSG, but here now I can find all the PSSG. So that's how we can define by using Python language commands for other operations that are not predefined. So now I'm this print len S2G. So this will give me that how many length of 2 SSGs, how many 2 SSGs are there in G. So answer is 3. So there are 3 2 SSGs in G. Similarly, for 3 SSGs, so S3G is silo P groups G comma 3, silo 3 subgroups in G. So print SG, so what is this? What are these 3 SSGs and what is the length of this set of containing 3 SSGs? Yeah, so it's only one. 3 SSG is unique as we know. So by this we can say that 3 SSG is normal because this is unique. So So that's it. These are the things. So if I want to show other infinite group, so I have to write here as G is equals to ZZ. One second. ZZ. Yeah. I am running G equals to ZZ, so it is integer ring. So if it's an integer ring, it's a group with respect to addition of integers. So you can do all these operations in this, and similarly by QQ we can define group of rational numbers. So these are the things. So these things are very important in Sage Math. I am very thankful to my guide, Dr. Satyanarayana Reddy, who told me to learn this thing. And today I'm comfortable in this, and I'm also learning new things in Sage. So one good thing is this, there is one thing, this help. So just click on this help. I am showing you something. So here this reference, just click on this reference. So this is one thing I am showing you, a very less portion of group theory. So there are many things, graphics, one second, this basic rings and fields, linear algebra, calculus and analysis, probability and statistics, mathematical structure, sets, monoids, group, semi-rings, discrete mathematics, geometry and topology, number field, function field and valuation, number theory, algebraic and arithmetic geometry, miscellaneous, and these facilities, interfaces, general information, indices and tables. So you can use these things that I am showing that today I was presenting group theory. So just click on this group. So these are the things, examples of groups. Suppose I am going here. So these symmetric groups, alternating group, K4, quaternion, cyclic, and dihedral, dicyclic group also. So there are many things, matrix group. So this will give me the codes. Here I can find out that how can I do these things using Sage Math. This help is very helpful. Otherwise, you can write down question mark, and Lie groups are also there. So many things one can do in Sage Math. So you can check anything you wish to do in Sage Math. You can do on Google, and there is one very good book written by Professor Ajit Kumar, who is in ICT Mumbai, and Vikash Visar, who is in Punjab University. So one book on group theory in Sage Math. So that is also a very good book. So these are the things. So this thing is very important if you are doing your PhD. So this computation part you can do by using these things, and it's completely free source. So that is one good thing about this. So thank you so much for this. So I don't know many things, but for this, I don't know how much justice I did, but thank you so much for this. So if any questions are there, you can ask.
I request the audience to, if anyone wants to ask any questions, they may ask to the speaker.
Is Sage Math is also applicable for other branches of mathematics other than group theory?
Yeah, I show you now. Is
Yeah,
that help?
yes, but other than some specific fields like Boolean functions or other things, and uh, can we draw
Actually,
graphs of 3D plotting or other things?
yeah, 3D and 2D plotting is there. So I will do one thing, means I will show some handout. Handout uh, means the commands for the 2D and 3D plotting. So I have some handouts I will show you. So you can do 3D plotting, 2D plotting. You can do the calculations, 3D plotting, and the calculations of integration, differentiation, OD, calculations. So those things, even statistics, you can do in Sage.
Okay, okay. So please provide the PDF of the command if possible, so it will be good.
Yeah, I will send to Ashish, and he will share those things.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, then if anyone else wants to ask some questions, they may ask. Okay, then I think we have all the questions now. So on the behalf of mathematical thoughts uh, and the audience also, I would like to thank Khyati for giving us time and providing us with lot of information and a lot of results on SAGE, especially in the field of group theory. And I hope she will continue to be with us in future also. So thanks a lot, Khyati, from my side and my team also, Mathematical Thoughts. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ashish, to invite me. Actually, I'm also a learner, so this thing helped me a lot. So thank you so
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Okay, then we will like to wind up the session. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone.